Alright, y'all, let me know if you hate me using the word y'all. Oh, I've become Americanized. I'll tell you what. Oh shit. Didn't realise I was facing me still. Thanks Adrian. I just asked for a donation from Adrian instead of stopping the channel. Visual snow. Because I need food. I always seem to run out a couple of days before. I don't know, maybe it's my bad budgeting skill. But it doesn't seem like it. It seems like you always just don't get enough. Anyway. So, yeah, I didn't want to stop the channel, so I asked him to donate because we were talking. And he said, go over the dimensions, so I will. I am going to write a book on it. I don't know when this book will be out. Shut your faces. The Soulless Anthropoids, Not Humans book is underway. It's kind of almost... I finished the first editing version, which is 45 fucking attempts, by the way. Because every time I edit it for like half an hour, I put ed 1, ed 2, ed 3. And I'm up to edit 45, just so you know. So yeah, I have been going hard. I haven't done it every single day, and there's been every time I go just mimicking, and man, because I get in a real high energy and automatic type and stuff a lot. Like I really pump it out and flow it out real quick, and then it just sets all the low energy beings off around you. And like, I mean, it is, I guess, distracting for some people in a way, but people start mimicking and brain syncing and shit. Anyway, so what I'm saying is each time I go there, it's so fucking annoying to write. Same with Organic Portal, but this one even more. I suspect that's because it's more spiritual. Remember the Organic Portal's handbook, which is available on Amazon for Kindle still, even though I want you to buy it off me for cheaper. So I just get the cash and we don't have to go through a third-party website like Amazon. It's just a little bit different than the public version too. It's better off you kind of get it through me, unless you really want to navigate via the contents page. It, you know, rips you down to that part, that subheading or whatever. Anyway, so onto the dimensions, because that's what this video is about. Sorry. So yeah, I have been writing. Adrian and everyone who's interested in that book, I can't remember if you're already getting this, but I think so, because Adrian is the one who made it so we have a merch store for the first year anyway, and then the second year they auto-renewed me and got $200 out of me without me fucking saying so. They just had it on auto-renew, and nobody has bought a single piece of merch because you all stink. Because I'm TI #1 and I have to be gang stalked no matter what. Apparently, even by my friends. Hey, you gaslight me and everything. Anyway, thanks guys. I mean, I made those clothes for you guys to have Organic Portal merch, because it's not anywhere else in the world, you know what I mean? And I took all those pictures from the articles and stuff and I put them on shirts. So I don't understand why nobody wanted them. I'm thinking about purchasing one, but as you know, I can't afford shit. So if I go in the army now or something, I'll get a good job and my merch site's still up, because I think it might be running out very soon. I'm gonna buy a shirt because I want, you know, that basic shirt of the OP stealing the energy or mimicking from higher centers of others. I want that on the shirt. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to talk about dimensions now. This is very difficult. Unfortunately, I'm not stoned enough, but I wish I could be fucking high as fuck right now because I'd talk better about it. But yeah, I'll give you what I can. Like, I'm not in a great space right now, but Adrian's asked for it and I've got to do this shit quick, otherwise I procrastinate and there's a million other videos I've got to do that come to mind. Right, so dimension. So we're here in, you know, everybody calls this the third dimension, right? I basically go over the 12D model, the 12D Mahaharic shield. You can research that. I think that's Indian philosophy. They know all about that. Can't remember if it's Hindu or what it is, but over in India, those yogis, Then there's things like Terence McKenna's time wave, which I believe to be a ninth dimensional oscillation, because when I had my vision creating consciouszine.net and went across Australia, the world's largest fucking continent island, I actually had a vision with the Andromedans. You can read about that on the Spirit World page in consciouszine.net, and they're ninth dimensional beings or whatever. I'm doing these ones. Right, and I think the ninth dimension, I also read something a long time ago that is temporal oscillation dimension, you know what I mean? It's like above that in 10D, I consider not cyclical time. Perhaps another type of time, but not cyclical. And if you see on the time consummation note in bensnote.weebly.com, hey, maybe you want to go there, Adrian. And there's a diagram of the circles impinging. That'd be ninth dimensional as well. But that would be a sixth dimensional geometric representation of it. So this is how we understand the dimensions. Like, what is it? So the sixth dimension is sacred geometrical archetypes. You've got, golden mean, Fibonacci, all of that. That's, sixth dimensional, we call that. Then, fifth dimensional is like the living light layer, or you might just call it the plasmonic unified field, to be scientific, you know what I mean? The plasmonic field, it's like a membrane. I say it wipes us on the way in, it wipes us of the higher memories we have of, the light realm wars and stuff like that. It's the way to understand it is that the fifth dimension is non-aspectual, non-dual, right? The third dimension is aspectual, right? You get form, you get aspect, and all this individualization. Think of it like little dots on a field or a lattice, a matrix lattice, and then the actual flat lattice itself as the fifth dimension, just as a simple way to understand it. So a third dimension is a zonal reality, not just a cross section or something, because I've had people explain it to me like that before, and I'm like, no. Like, it's just not the best way to understand it. When we're trying to understand something, you're trying to encompass things, right? It has to be all-encompassing or most encompassing, right? So the third dimension, a good way to think of it is as a zonal reality. Your cell is its own third dimension, you know that? Your body is the best example, right? You have a body that's separate from all this stuff. Let's not go into how everything is one and everything's connected, because that's fifth dimensional philosophy. So we're here, and there is a third dimensional separation. Apparently molecules and atoms don't touch. The 2006 documentary, What the Bleep Do We Know, Down the Rabbit Hole, you remember they showed that things don't actually touch. The kid was bouncing the basketball, and the scientists were saying, the ball never touches the ground, because they electrically have like a repelling gap or something. So yeah, remember that from that movie? It's very interesting. That is a great way to see the zonal reality, right? It looks like everything's touching in one, but in the third dimension perspective, it is not. You can clearly see I'm separate from the ground. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm a zonal reality. So that's the way the whole third dimension, this whole universe, like the physical Higgs field, the Higgs boson and moron field, I coined that, can be thought of, you know what I mean? Because there's the quantum underlayer, that's when you're starting to get into fourth dimensional mechanics, the four ways of the fourth dimension, psychedelic, psychological, god damn it, why do I always forget this? There's 4 P's, and it's the 4 ways of the fourth dimension, and they're like in their own infinite directions. Also, you can have emotions infinitely, so you can emote in a certain way infinitely if you choose, and that's fourth dimensional emotionality. Kundalini, because Kundalini is healing that, rising energy up the spine, Mother Kundalini or Earth energy. That's quite lowly energy. That's where you begin. That's why people get infected by astral entities and stuff when they do Kundalini a lot, because they're not moving higher maybe, right? Because they don't know what they're doing necessarily. So the fifth dimension, is chi energy, thermodynamics. As I mentioned before, you could think of the fifth dimension as a plasmonic field, and the plasma is hot. The plasma is not cold. By the way, you can also look into Walter Russell and sext opposites, and there's people write about how cold is just less hot. Or was it that hot is, I'm pretty sure that's it, that cold is less hot. Anyway, so you can see the fifth dimension as burning up things, thermodynamics on Ripley's Believe It or Not. On Ripley's Believe It or Not, a chi master came in and he heated up the towel, a wet towel on someone's head, and it started steaming. So that was in the studio, no tricks or gimmicks, in front of everyone, and that was on Guinness World Records. You should be able to still find that because they save all their stuff. Basically he heated the towel up to 90 degrees. They put a heat gun on it. So chi is definitely real. I don't know about that guy who puts his hand on the piece of paper and it explodes in flames. Very possible. If you can heat a towel till it steams, that's wet, to 90 degrees, very possible that you could get the flame, maybe if you put like some lighter fluid on the paper or whatever, but I'm doubtful. I think it was a trick. It was like a Filipino dude or something. Anyway, back to the point. Right, we're talking about the fifth dimensional mechanics and dynamics. Then sixth dimensional is, like I said, the sacred geometrical archetypes, and it's archetypy and geometric. Just remember that. Then seventh dimension, like I've heard nobody coin this, but I've said this, is higher color, sound, light. It's very fine light. This is when we get into non-physical, non-gross light. You might think of the electronic field down here as gross light, and you can like hold it. You can't do that with the seventh dimensional light. It's like higher light. It's much, much finer. I believe that's where things start to go non-physical to our perception. Actually the sixth dimension, because the archetype geometrics and stuff are not really physical. Like they don't have weight and stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's the Higgs boson's field, right? And the Higgs boson, the God particle, all that gives it weight and mass and all that, right? That's why they've been allegedly exploding particles. All I wanted to say was you're trying to write about, you said you're going to write a book called The Holy Bible of Your Doom or something. I was just reading in your email. Good one. I'd think about the title. Maybe make a better title. I like it already, but I think you could portmanteau and compress it to a tighter title. That's just my advice. It'd sound cooler. Starting to heat up. Sorry, I've got to get out of the sun a bit here. Oh, here we go. Right, so what was I up to? Seventh dimension, higher color, sound, light. So that's like when a hippie wears a tie-dye shirt. That's seventh dimensional representation. I've said that before. And that, that that gives, how to say it, that gives, because each dimension works down dimensionally, so the seventh dimensional light harmonics would choose a geometrical direction, I think. Something like that, you might say. I'll have to think about that more, because I will write a book on it one day. Then the eighth dimension, and so seventh dimension, right? We're getting to Reiki energy. Yeah, you won't hear nobody in the world say this. I've made all this, I've put this all together. Took a lot of meditations in forests without food, and a lot of actual, hyperspatial map making, actually going inward, onward and upward. and being there and experiencing higher dimensionalities. And the 8th dimension is code coordination. So it would coordinate what color is it going to be? Fluoro green? Is it going to be yellow? What color would be 7th dimensionally implemented on the 6th dimensional grid? So then, yeah, 8th dimension is like code coordination. That's where they say there's the octopus virus, right? People have said that, which is in a way behind a lot of entities. But I'm thinking it is anyway. We won't go into it because I associate demiurge there to that, the same energy as that thing. Anyway, so yeah, basically when you were asking me, you said, yeah, I remember you saying chi is like 5th dimensional, kundalini's 4th dimensional, yeah. And then prana, no, prana is not 5th dimensional. Prana is the highest energy. And it's the golden love. So we say that the white light field, right, that's the 5th dimensional field. The white light field has the golden light within it. So that's prana, right? So when you hear about prana from the Indians and all of that and their yogis, that's higher than chi, and that's why it feels different as well. So Diksha or Dikshik energy is 8th dimensional, and that's why with Diksha I can orchestrate your neurons. If I give you a session, I can do all of these energies. I can tap into, because I understand and feel what dimension I'm tapping into. I must be therefore one of the best practitioners on earth, and it's a fucking crying shame that I've not really given this to many people. I've done a few sessions. I got a laptop, an $800 laptop. A woman paid me once, just before I went to Uruguay actually. I was at the Brisbane fucking airport. Yeah, it was on the day I went to fucking Uruguay. I was at Brisbane Airport, Sunshine Coast, Australia, and it's like an hour down from here. And yeah, she gave me a laptop for it. So yeah, anyway, that's the dimensional spiel. I mean, I don't want to say everything, but that's to help you with your book. You can always ask me more in emails, but I just wanted to lay this down in a video since you asked, and so that it's understandable and how it works. Remember, reality, this is like smeared, frozen architecture. All this physical stuff, right, comes from higher light, slows down, and boom, it's stuck here, right? We're in frozen physical architecture here. So it's down dimensional creation. That's how creation works. So if you want to think of it in energies, you've got to move up, right? You've got to move up. So you clear your chi. First you start with kundalini, then you chi it up, right? And you can move to these other energies, and then like you want to really end up in prana. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, Adrian. Thanks a lot for donating, mate.